Is WWE's Charlotte Flair the worst television performer right now? Well, in today's video, we are going to be discussing it because Charlotte Flair's position in the women's division in WWE is undeniable. She's been a pivotal figure in this division for over a decade. While many consider her to be the greatest female performer in WWE history, her recent character and in-ring performances have displayed inconsistencies, raising questions about her current direction. Her upcoming WrestleMania 41 match against Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship is a focal point, particularly given the flucent nature of her character since her return at the Royal Rumble. Now, Charlotte Flair's return as a babyface at the Royal Rumble was met with unexpected fan rejection, forcing a heel turn in her feud with Tiffany Stratton, who was a heel going into it. This highlighted the challenge of finding a compelling character for Flair, especially given her natural aptitude for being a heel. The narrative surrounding her WrestleMania match has been somewhat overshadowed by the other women's storylines and perceived inavailability of Flair going over Tiffany Stratton and winning the Women's Championship, now which stems from her established dominance in pursuit of her father's world title record, which he holds and is tied with John Cena at number 16. While Charlotte Flair's in-ring prowess, particularly giving her high-profile nature in matches, is well documented, she's a great in-ring performer when the situation calls for it. Now, her television performances have been noticeably underwhelming as of late. This is a stark contrast between her PLE and TV matches, and that suggests a potential lack of effort during weekly programming. This inconsistency detracts from her overall impact and make her weekly appearances less engaging, and case in point being her most recent match on SmackDown against B-Fab, where she failed to elevate the inexperienced opponent. That's not the easiest thing to do with B-Fab, but hey, B-Fab is getting better by the week, and she should be praised for the effort. To maximize the potential of a WrestleMania match to elevate Tiffany Stratton, WWE should consider a different turn. Everyone and their dog thinks that Charlotte Flair is going to go to WrestleMania and beat Tiffany Stratton, but instead, maybe they should consider a surprising outcome. Tiffany Stratton retaining the Women's World Championship or Women's Championship. That would be interesting. This would provide Stratton with a career-defining victory, demonstrating WWE's commitment to pushing new talent rather than the old veteran talent. A Tiffany Stratton victory would also offer more of an intriguing championship reign coming out of WrestleMania. Now, if WWE opted to do so, and I highly doubt that they will, but let's just say for laughs and giggles, this decision would not diminish Flair's legacy, but would rather enhance it, showcasing her willingness to elevate the next generation. While Flair's pursuit of her father's record adds another layer of intrigue, a loss would challenge the perception that she benefits at the expense of others. This, by going against the expectations, WWE would then in turn create a more memorable WrestleMania moment and solidify Tiffany Stratton's position as a rising star in WWE. Yes, we knew that once Charlotte Flair tore her ACL, MCL, and meniscus in December of 2023 in a SmackDown match against Asuka, she would be returning to WWE television whenever she came and was fully recovered, and likely win. Then when it got pushed and pushed and pushed, and then we started getting vignettes in late December, early January, we're like, oh, it's Royal Rumble season, here we go. Sure enough, they announced Charlotte Flair would be in the Women's Royal Rumble match. And going into that, the foregone conclusion was that Charlotte Flair was not only going to win the Royal Rumble match, she was going to be a dominant star in the Women's Royal Rumble match, but she would go on and challenge for a Women's World title at WrestleMania. The foregone conclusion of that not only came true, but it was pretty evident the night of the Royal Rumble. And this is something in which Triple H and WWE has been criticized for, of having simple yet effective booking. Not over the top, not too many swerves outside of the John Cena heel turn. Regardless, having Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble was not a bad decision. It wasn't the wrong call. In fact, I think it was, because I think everything has worked out. You had it on paper, at least at the time, okay, Charlotte Flair can go after Tiffany Stratton, our women's champion, which is a dream match for many, and a match in which both talents have wanted. You also had the opportunity to go against Charlotte Flair and then Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley. Now, these two have a ton of history together. Of course, WrestleMania 39 in 2023, it was Charlotte Flair going up against Rhea Ripley. It was Rhea Ripley who had won the Royal Rumble match earlier that year and ultimately dethroned Charlotte Flair. Charlotte Flair took multiple months off after that event, and Rhea Ripley has become a bigger star because of it. It all worked out. Fast forward 2 years, 2025. Did you necessarily need to have Rhea Ripley go up against Charlotte Flair for the Women's World title? And did you necessarily need Charlotte Flair to beat Rhea Ripley? Well, no. And obviously WWE felt the same. So they had Charlotte Flair challenge Tiffany Stratton for the women's title. And of course, you had Bianca Belair win the Elimination Chamber. You had Io Sky defeat Rhea Ripley. And now all signs point to a triple threat with Io Sky defending the Women's World title against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, with I believe Bianca Belair going over, but that's for a different time and place. In the end, do you expect Charlotte Flair to not only win more world titles? Well, of course, it's Charlotte Flair. Number two, do you expect Charlotte Flair to go and break the world title record? I think she's going to break it, but I don't think she's going to be the first to do it. In fact, I think John Cena, who is already tied with Rick at number 16, who's in his retirement year and is about to challenge Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed WWE Championship as a heel with The Rock in his back pocket, he's probably going to beat that record. They want him to be the guy to break the record, to hold the record for at least the men, right? So, okay, fine. He's already the quote-unquote WWE GOAT. Got no problem with that. Now, on the flip side, do I think that they want Charlotte Flair to not only be their women's GOAT, but overall and arguably the WWE GOAT? Well, yes, I do. And while Charlotte Flair is getting up in age, she still has plenty of time. In fact, depending on what she wants to do family-wise, she has more than plenty of time. She's probably got another 5 years in her at least. Although she has shown Hollywood, inspiration or wanting to go into that route. If she does, great. If she doesn't, great. It's either way, her legacy in WWE is cemented. She is one of the best to ever do it, not only in the women's division, but in all of WWE. I understand that there's a criticism of Charlotte Flair from certain fans because she doesn't fit their mold. They don't see a lot of compelling reasons behind Charlotte Flair. But keep in mind that Charlotte Flair is one of the best in-ring performers ever. And when booked as a heel, well, she gets the reaction in which she's supposed to get. She's supposed to get you to not like her. She's supposed to get you to be like, will someone just shut this chick up or will she get off my television? That's what a heel's supposed to do. She's doing her job, so sit back, enjoy it, and move on.